Welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I am Dustin.
And I'm Zombie.
Indeed.
All right, another week, Dustin. How we doing?
I'm here.
Aren't we?
No, I'm better than here. I'm doing good.
Thankfully, you're here. What are you talking about, man? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm here. That's what I say. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
All right. So I was so tempted to start the show by just saying the intro premise for Jeepers Creepers, but I was like, nah. One, I'll probably not remember it right, or two,
like me.
I was like, yeah, I'll probably screw it up, but I don't know.
Well, we're screw ups. That's what we do.
Absolutely. If there's ever like an award for screw ups, I'm probably gonna get it.
I probably have that award already. I think I got that back in high school. It's on like a plaque or something. I don't.
Yeah, I know. I did good in college, but I don't know. That doesn't work. That doesn't translate to real life.
Fancy Yankee with your fancy college.
All it did was put me in debt. Jeez. I'm so deep in debt.
I was able to do that without going to college. So
right.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but
right.
Anyway, let's move past that.
So what's in the box? You got anything?
I'm curious as to what you got, because I saw a post where you got a box, didn't you?
I did.
You got something in. I'm really curious what you got.
Yeah, I got the Hall of Omens. The unofficial guide to all Thundercats. And I mean, this is the thing of it is I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it, and I was like, yeah, I was talking to Harley, who is also I was hoping he would come on tonight, but he's busy, so I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it, and he was just like, well, it would be a tragedy of the utmost. I put the quote in the post that it would be a tragedy if the Geek-man didn't get the unofficial guide to. so he picked one up for me, and so I'm very thankful for that. And it's a cool book, man. Like,
so what's in this book? Is this just like a lore type of thing? Does it show the toys? Because it looks like that's the Lion-O, the old 80s Lion-O figure on the cover.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow. I love those collage pictures of like all the characters.
And I mean, there's let's see.
Let's get you
Mumra.
Let's get you up here.
And there's some awesome cosplays.
Oh.
And Rotaro, which I have right here. Super 7 version. So it's cool. You can sort of see the evolution of where it came from, and then they also have like variants.
Oh wow! I never knew any of this about the toys. Wow.
Yeah, they have. It's filled with all these variants. Like, this is the Korean Lion-O, miniature Lion-O. This is the whatever. They even had small minifigs and stuff like that. So it's just basically like everything there is to know about Thundercats. There is, and it's pretty cool. I actually asked the creator of this if he wanted to come on the show sometime. So hopefully we can do that some point. But yeah.
stay after it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to hear how they put all that together.
Yeah, for sure. And
I have something similar, but it's for Ninja Turtles. Like they did, called like an autobiography or something. I don't think it has any of the toys in it. I really don't remember. I'd have to dig it back out and check. But
yeah,
it's a big, thick, like hardback book like that. Or wait, is that hardback or is that paperback?
it's a hardback.
Hardback, yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad Harley was able to get that for you.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it has things in here that it's like I'm ashamed to say that I'm a Thundercats fan, because it's like there's things in here that neither of us knew, and it's just like he made the comment. He's like, "We're such terrible Thundercats fans." It's just like, well, I mean, I really only know. I really like. Here's a like Mamut. If you can see that.
Yeah, hang on. Let me enlarge you here again. What is that thing?
Right, it's Mamut, and they had several different versions of it.
Wow.
And variants and whatnot, and it's just like I didn't know those existed, because I mean I also didn't have Mamut. I had Mumra,
right,
and stuff like that, but I didn't have Mamut.
So this has all of the old 80s toys. There's nothing modern like from Super 7 in there?
No, nothing from Super 7. I don't think they even have anything from the 2011 Thundercats.
Right. See, we need to get them.
I haven't actually looked through it yet. I've thumbed through part of it, but not all of it.
We'll have to get them on the show and tell them, well, you know what you need to do for Volume 2.
Right?
Tell them if you have any questions, go to this guy. We'll get you in the credits in there somewhere. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I know you got to be stoked. You're a huge Thundercats fan.
I am. Indeed, I am. Yeah, so I'm definitely stoked about that. And as far as, because I got that, and then I was talking to you and dug out some of my old figures that I started messing around with. So here's my Superman. It's like, yeah, these were cool. It's like, so I don't know. I got sidetracked. I meant to open the turtles, but then I got those out, and it's just like, yeah.
Here I come with my bullshit. Hey, look what I found. Like those memes. Don't come around here with that bullshit. Here I come with my bullshit.
Right. Exactly.
Picture after picture. Hey, look at this. Well, what about this one? Yeah, so I've been going through stuff because I'm trying to downsize. So
as you can see, his shelves are lined.
Yeah. No, I really am. I'm trying to. So I've got to be realistic. There's stuff that I haven't touched in years. So
yeah. No, I get it.
That's the case. I don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna try to part ways. But okay. No. Did you get anything else? Did you open anything else? No? Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and go. And before I do, yes. So on my Instagram, I posted a picture of this guy. I've got him right here with me. This is the Sota Toys Creeper figure. And actually, I haven't had him out. I had to dig him out. I don't have. He comes with a crow. I forgot where I put that. I don't remember. Yeah. So I mean, for the most part, he's kind of almost a statue. So
yeah,
he does move. There's a few moving parts or whatever. But it's a really great sculpt. It's a great likeness for him. I still have the box. So this actually says Jeepers Creepers 2. So this came out around the time of the sequel. But
so what accessories does it have? That knife or the like battering things?
Yeah, so it comes with the one knife and that the throwing star thing, and the teeth are probably sculpted into it. I don't know. He's got an extra hand in here, and then I know it's really hard to see, and I apologize. But there's the head where they stick the javelin through his head.
Yeah.
Spoiler
alert.
I've never. Nah, fuck a spoiler. That movie's been out for how many years?
No,
now?
I meant for our conversation later.
Yeah. So, yeah, foreshadowing, not spoiler. Foreshadowing. But yeah, I've never swapped the heads because I'm terrified that I would break them, especially now. But yeah, no, he stays like that. And I looked this up specifically because you said you really liked it, Jessica, and I did not realize that figure is expensive today. Like, I bought it at retail when it came out. Yeah. I was shocked at what people are selling this guy for. Even just his parts. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, like he's staying with me. Because I love me some Jeepers Creepers. So, that's something old, not something new. So I did have a birthday this past week. As I mentioned last week, I got myself, a little early birthday gift or whatever. And this is going to sound like I'm so old, but this brought me so much joy. Like, I bought myself a clock. This cheapo digital clock or whatever. The clock face on my stereo went out. So that's what I just looked at all the time to see what time it was while I'm up in my room working or whatever. So that went out. I'm like, crap. All right, well, I'll just see what's out. Normally I like clocks with like the arms on them, but I can't stand the ticking. It drives me mad. I cannot listen to tick, tick, tick. So I have to have a sweeping motion and they're not easy to find. And then if you do find them and you don't really spend a good chunk of money on them, you hear the gears in them whining, and I can't stand that either. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm a happy old fogey because I bought me a clock. But I did receive a few gifts as well, and the first one I want to talk about here. I went to dig out a specific head because I'm planning on a Cosmic Legion custom. And it had the head print had like cracks and stuff, I guess from aging or whatever, which happens sometimes. It's not really the people that printed it didn't do anything wrong. It's just sometimes you get just a bad batch of resin, or the curing wasn't just right on it or something. So it's forgivable, And so I reached out to them, and they were kind enough to say, hey, that's no problem. Because I told them, I was honest. I said, look, I bought this a while ago. So, I mean, if I have to even, pay for shipping, I will. So I want to do this while I'm talking about them here. I'm talking about planetaryDogToys.com. This is run by Sebadam, and he's a fantastic sculptor or whatever. I mean, he's not whatever, but yeah, slip of the tongue. Sorry, Seba, if you see this, but this was the head. So he was like, yeah, that's no problem. We'll send one out for you, and whatever. And then he found out my birthday was coming up, so I guess he put a rush on it, because I got it the day after my birthday.
Nice.
But he was asking if there was anything else that I was looking at, if I was interested in or whatever. I'm like, I'm not going to ask you for a bunch of free stuff. That's not what this is about. I was just, because they're retiring a bunch of their stuff, and I didn't know if I had missed this head or not, because I couldn't find it right off the bat, and I was worried that I'd missed it. And what they're doing is they're taking a group of their sculpts and they're retiring them. each month they pick different heads. And once they're retired, that's it. You can't get them anymore. So that was really my original reason for reaching out. I asked them, did I miss this head? Because I need another one. And I showed him a picture of all the one that's all cracked up and everything. But he said, hey, don't worry about it. It's no problem. We're going to send you a replacement. And when I got it, there was a couple of freebies in there. This being one of them. This is
nice,
really badass orc.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the armor on that sucker is just crazy cool.
Yeah.
And I've actually painted one of these before for a commission. So I've never had one of my own, which, man, when you put these ports here, I don't think I have any on my desk, but some of the Mythic Legions come with helmets that have these just massive like horns.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't very big or whatever, but that's what goes in those ports there. And it just looks just absolutely brutal whenever you do that. And then this is something that he's giving to people if you place an order online.
Oh,
whether
wow.
This is a shoulder armor piece or a pauldron.
Yeah.
And it's like a steampunk, spacey kind of.
Dude, I love it.
It's just really cool. Lots of great textures on it. This would fit right in with Cosmic Legions.
Yeah.
But this is part of a dwarf set.
Yeah.
So there's a matching pauldron. There's a head. There's a torso plate, which I actually got that because I ordered something from them a couple of months ago. So I've got the torso armor plate, and now I've got this piece to go along with it. And there's also like this big weapon thing, like this big gnarly wrench. I don't really know what it is, but I hope I get one eventually.
Heck yeah.
So we're in April, so this is the 4th month that they have selected some of their stuff to retire, and this particular head is in the retirement set for April.
Oh man.
So if you're watching and it's April and you see this and you want one, go grab one while you still can.
Go grab it. Heck yeah.
Plus, all of the retirement pieces are 20% off. I think it's 20%. Maybe it's 15%. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a percentage off of the price, and it's taken out at checkout. So you'll see a discount on there. So the more you order, the bigger your discount will be on the pieces. They are in. Is it Spain that they're in?
I think
they're in Europe. So
yeah.
But they have somebody here in the States, so they'll take everybody's orders for a month, and then they'll bulk ship to their representative here in the United States, and then that person or people, I'm not sure, it might be a team effort with more than one person, but they will separate those orders and ship them out from the States. So once that happens, that's when you'll get an email saying, hey, your order's on the way, all that good news. So Planetary Dog Toys, they've got great prints, all kinds of stuff. Go check them out if you don't know about them, if you've heard about them, if you've been on the fence. Now is the time to go check them out because they are retiring their Mythic and Cosmic Legions prints.
Yeah.
So go there, go check them out. All right,
20% off.
That's enough of my shill. So let me get that off of here. And then I did get some toys.
Jessica just posted that it's 20% off.
20%. Yeah, there you go. So, and if you're looking for somebody to paint them, hit me up. Hit me up. I'll paint them for a fee. I do take commissions. So, but no, I got who's fourth sister.
Interesting.
So I have a love-hate relationship with Hasbro. I hate your fucking boxes. I'm just going to be plain and blunt. I hate your fucking boxes. Switch back to the Windows. You need to. It's killing me. I'm going to tear this open just to make sure I got a good one. Because I'm probably got derpy eyes or something. I don't know. It drives me nuts. So I have a thing for the Inquisitors, and this puts me to current until they release another character.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, they showed a trailer for Tales of the Empire.
I did see that. I saw that on your Instagram stories. So I noticed her. So I'm like, ooh.
Well, yeah. So that makes me think: is that one actually Barriss Offee or whatever her name is?
I don't think so because
they showed her
the tattoos, the face tattoos are different.
Right. So I wanted to see. So she doesn't have the face tattoos.
Yeah. Well, she has different face markings. They're like I don't know. It's really hard to see. Like there you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see.
Because hers are across.
Hers
the
are
bridge
just
of
like
her nose
almost like freckles.
eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like diamond shaped.
Yeah, yeah.
So because I thought the same thing you thought, but I'm like, no, because see this one also has like these tentacle things in the back of her head.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But I wasn't sure if it was tentacle things or braids or what.
Yeah,
but...
they're almost like the Twi'lek, but they're smaller. Yeah. And I don't know if she's only got 2 or if there's more. I haven't opened it yet. Maybe I'll open it live on the show tonight. I don't know. So I got that. I'm current on the Inquisitors now, which I'm going to open them eventually one day. I got to make space. I'm sorry. I don't know. And then this, I was very surprised to find today. And Dustin, you got a sneak peek from earlier. I could not pass this up. Nice. Like I didn't even hesitate. I almost couldn't believe what I saw. Yeah. So I went to Walmart today on my way home. Well, not on my way home, and I actually had to go out of my way to go to this particular Walmart. I needed some necessities, and I always just kind of peruse through just to see what I see. Yeah. And this was sitting on the peg. Now, this particular Walmart had the Yellow Ranger for the longest time, the trainee version. Right. And it's sat and sat and sat. And I'm going, okay, either they only got her, or when they got him, he instantly sold out or never made it to the pegs because a worker snagged him or whatever. Because this has been out for a little while. Yeah, a little bit. So I saw it, and I'm like, huh. And I almost did a double take, and I'm going, no way. So I picked it up, and I instantly snapped a picture, and that's when I sent it to you. Straight into the buggy. Yeah. The shopping cart, I'm like, yep, no, whatever. Like, I'm treating myself. It's another birthday treat. I don't care. Heck yeah, man. So, I mean, Tommy's my boy. I love Tommy. I want to open this, but then I don't want to open this. Yeah. And because I got it from Walmart, I didn't get the nice outer sleeve, but I don't even care. I don't care. Whatever. But these look great. I like the way that Super 7 did these as far as the sculpt goes, because these look like the teenagers in the suits. You know, it's not, over textured. It looks like somebody in a spandex suit. It's a stark contrast from the Hasbro Lightning collection, because those do have like sculpted wrinkles and folds in, around where, movement would be or whatever. You would expect something like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. I like my Lightning collection, the original release. I still have those. They're like, you could probably catch a glimpse of them back here because they're back here. But yeah, this one is really cool because like he comes with that Sword of Darkness, comes with the dragon dagger there, and then they also included, like you pointed out, like the version that came with the toys from the 90s. Yeah, just the all silver version. Like that's a nod to that. And then I don't remember what this. I don't either. I remember it in the show, but I don't remember what it's called. But then there's also like this weird gun thing, and I remember that too. It like this and this was only in one episode, I think.
Right.
Like, and that was it. It was
Right.
just some throwaway thing that they never used again.
Yeah.
And same for this. But yeah, it's really cool. I do not care about the head sculpts of the face because they just, to me, they do not look good.
Yeah.
For it's almost a very 90s looking paint job.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not in the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get it. In no way, you know, Brian, or if anybody's ever sees this, it's in no way an official complaint. Like, I understand the way that you look at the source material and it looks like it's supposed to. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, like, I actually think it looks well. Okay, so the regular Tommy head, the one on the left, it looks like the Tommy that was the head flipping Tommy, just the one that came with the dagger, that silver dagger that I was talking about. It looks like with that slicked hair back and you know, it looks like the original toy.
Like, you can, if you look also in the back, that's like a vac metal dragon shield. This thing.
Okay.
So, and which is another nod. That's a nod to the original, you know, 90s Green Ranger toy. Yeah. Because that one had that vac metal dragon shield.
It did.
It popped apart just like, because it's in two pieces. There's one behind each head there. That figure did the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a really cool nod. And I didn't notice this at first. There's like two other whole ass arms back here. Like, can you see them? Look past the weapons.
Yeah.
Like over here.
Yeah.
They don't have the gold bands.
Well, okay, so
there's a reason for that. So when he shares the dragon shield with the black and red Ranger in the show, they also get these two pieces. So not just that. So when he himself doesn't have this, they wouldn't be there. So you can pop these arms out and put these other two arms in to reenact that, which that's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I am overly happy with this. I always said that if I saw it and I could get it, I would, and I did.
Heck yeah.
So yeah. So between that and my dumbass digital clock, I'm good.
Yeah, speaking of clocks, Jessica said that the only clock she has are her TV and cell phone.
Yeah, see, because my stereo is, I know I'm doing like this off screen. You can't really tell. Anyway, it's under my TV. My TV's up here.
Yeah.
Stereo's down at the bottom. It's a digital face, whatever. And it just, I don't know. We had like a power blink or something. And now there's just two weird bracket things on it. And I can't reset it now. So I forgot where I was going with that. So I don't know.
TV, cell.
Oh, cell phone. Yeah. So I was looking at my cell phone, but I got tired of tapping my cell phone to see what time it was. So, like, I'm getting a clock.
Yeah.
Just looked up that Jeepers Creepers figure. Yeah. Like I said, hella expensive.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I looked up another figure, an older NECA figure for Conan, because somebody was asking me about a custom and everything. And I looked up that figure, and I couldn't believe what people were selling the figure for. And I had to tell the guy, I'm sorry, I can't do that. We're going to have to find another Arnold head somewhere else, because the $200, $300 ain't. I know you don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Ain't no way. Oh yeah, I forgot to hold up their little. They had that card in here.
Oh yeah, nice. Planetary Dog Toys.
I think they held a contest to name their, I don't want to say company. It's more like a project thing that they were doing. It's him and his girlfriend, fiance. I don't know. They both sculpt. They're both mega uber talented. But I think that one won. I don't know what the entries were or whatever, but it's like planetary dog toys. How many? I want to ask them. How many emails do you get of people looking for actual dog toys for their pets? Just curious.
Is gonna make my dog choke.
Yeah, we don't sell that here. That's like a comic or a toy shop, and it happens to all of them. People that they moms and dads and aunts and uncles or whatever, they just don't know, and they're asking if they sell video games or something. So it's like, no, we don't sell that stuff. Sorry. All right. So, anything new in the world of entertainment? You brought up something that I do want to touch on with the Star Wars, because was it last week or the week before? I was going, why aren't they doing anything for May 4th? Like, it's just crazy. I don't understand why they're not doing anything. They're waiting a month later to do the other thing, and but they made an announcement. I'll let you take it from here because you probably know a lot more about it than I do.
It's called Tales of the Empire, and it's going to feature, I think, 8 tales from different perspectives, and it looks really interesting. Like, there's this scene where they're bringing in the fallen Jedi that we've seen in the past, like the Clone Wars and stuff. Barriss Offee, and because she betrayed the Jedi Order and betrayed Ahsoka and all that stuff. There's a whole thing on it, and which raised the question that it's like, wait a minute, is she the 4th sister? And it's like, okay, so I made a mental note, like I wanted to go check out that figure to see if there was any correlation.
So the Inquisitors themselves are fallen Jedi. Yeah. So you're not far off.
Yeah,
but it's not her.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's just one of those things. Like, I was thinking, like, man, did they think that far back, like, and are just writing it in, or did they think that far ahead?
So that would have been cool, and you never know. She might be one of them, and we find out, after it comes out and we watch it or whatever, which one she is, because some of them have helmets on, like you can't see any part of their skin. They've got fully covered or whatever. So she might be one of them that we've seen. Maybe it's the what is, I don't.
She can't be the second sister.
No. Maybe. Yeah,
maybe. Mark.
Because you can't. There's. So I have a really either bad habit or extreme talent of catching flashes of images and stuff. And in that trailer that they showed, you see his helmet.
Yeah.
His helmet is in there. If you go back and you watch, and it's, like that shape.
Yeah.
Like that weird visor kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's shown, like, look at the figure itself. It's shown kind of at an angle.
Yep.
But I think it's, on camera it's facing one way, but it's in the trailer it's like facing the opposite way or something. I saw that. I'm like, oh, oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just like one of those. Then when we saw in the show, he was leaking
in Ahsoka, right?
Yeah, Ahsoka, she was leaking, or it was leaking the weird green.
Right.
Whatever.
So, which means at some point they died and got brought back.
Right.
Just like the stormtroopers.
Right.
So we'll have to wait and see where that goes.
Did she go off with? And they're doing. That very well could be, because they're bringing in.
Gotta give me something.
What's her face? The girl that they were chasing in Ahsoka.
Morgan Elsbeth.
They're bringing in Morgan Elsbeth and Thrawn is there, and he's like, "Oh yes, and here's your new master," and here comes Darth Vader, and it's just like, yes, that's so cool.
And did you also notice whenever they show her in that same place that we see her in
Clone Wars? Or Rebels?
No. Morgan Elsbeth. They show her in that where that platform with the water on both sides, where it's made up like it looks like an Asian type of scene or whatever. Mm-hmm. And those guards and people and everything. Was it Ahsoka or was it the Mandalorian?
It was Mandalorian.
So so that's where we're kind of introduced to that character, I think. And she's got that full Beskar spear, which they showed in the trailer.
Yeah.
But that's the exact spot where we are introduced to her in Mando. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Dude, I can't wait. And it's coming out May 4th.
May 4th, yeah.
Yeah, so
that makes me happy.
I'm hoping it all drops so that way I can just binge it and be done with it. But because honestly, it's been rough waiting for a half-hour show to come out on Wednesday at 3:00 in the morning, and it's not fun necessarily, because I do that. I wait up for Bad Batch. And then now, of course, they also release X-Men 97. So I just stay up, watch X-Men 97, watch Bad Batch, and then I eventually go to bed.
I haven't bothered with either one of those. So my girls, because I watched Bad Batch with my girls, so they said, we'll wait until they're all out and then we'll watch them, because we like to watch a few in a row or whatever.
Right.
So we're waiting.
Well, they have been releasing. They released the first week 3 episodes, then 1 episode, and then 1 episode, and then 2 episodes. They dropped 2 episodes this past week, and so it's interesting. So it's like, okay, maybe they're just doing that to help appease the audience, but I don't know.
Whatever gets them out.
Yeah, exactly. I just know it has to wrap up, because I think the last episode is on May 1st. If that falls, I don't know when that date actually falls. That falls on a Wednesday.
The 4th, I think, is a Saturday.
Okay.
So I think that lines up. So yeah.
Okay.
So Bad Batch will be ending, and then on May 4th, the Tales of the Empire picks up.
Yeah.
So,
which is good, because I'm guessing it's either going to be wrapped up before then, or it'll be done and then boom into the Alkalite series, which I don't know. Hopefully it's good.
So I think that I don't think it's 8. I think it's 4. So we get 4 tales.
Okay.
So if they do 1 a week, then when that wraps up, Acolyte will drop.
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
So that's probably the way that they're going to do that.
Okay. I thought it was 8, but
maybe I'm misremembering, and you might be right.
It doesn't matter at this point.
I don't know if it's going to be 30-minute or if it's going to be like short story, like Tales of the Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, not Tales of the
Jedi.
Tales of Jedi.
Those varied in some were longer, some were shorter.
Yeah.
So
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. So let's get into the thick of it here. So according to the mythology, every 23rd spring for 23 days, he gets to eat. He's got 6 days left, folks. Stay safe out there, all right? It ain't over yet.
Yep.
So you had never seen either of these movies, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's start with 1.
One.
What'd you think?
Okay, well, first it was interesting to see Justin Long.
Okay, so all right, that's second one. No, I'm just kidding. First one was interesting, folks.
No, it was interesting because I was like, oh, okay, so this must be where Kevin Smith got the idea to bring him in for a horror movie when he did Tusk. He did Tusk for Kevin Smith, and I was just like, oh, that's an interesting choice. And then I go back and see this, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, now it makes sense. It's like he's already been in another horror movie before, so
okay.
So yeah, it made sense. But yeah,
So you're talking about the character Derry, the actor that played Derry.
Yes, the actor that played Derry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've watched another movie that has a Derry character as well, so I'm got confused.
Sorry.
For a second. Yeah.
Too bad Derry's not here tonight. Sorry,
bud. Yeah, but yeah, that oh my god. I was sitting there in the first one, and I'm like thinking like, fuck, someone needs to start dying because hearing those two bicker was freaking annoying.
So they're siblings, you know. So there's the whole sibling thing back and forth. I believe they're twins. I don't know if they state that or not, but they're twins.
Yeah.
So
they both seem like the same age, roughly. So
yeah. So I mean, of course, not identical.
Yeah.
But
right.
I think it's more implied, especially at the end of the movie when she says, "I have everything he has. You can take what you want from me," which apparently is not the case.
Well,
just because you're twins don't mean you have the same thing. You're not identical. There are major differences.
Maybe he wants his wiener. Who knows?
I personally really like the first one because of the cinematic direction that they took with a lot of the scenes.
Yes.
I think they did the reveal of the creeper just right.
Mm-hmm.
There was enough of him, because you see him close in the beginning, but you don't see him.
Yeah.
There's this weird ass creepy guy, and he just threw something wrapped in a bloody sheet down a pipe. Holy shit! What did I just see?
Right.
But even the truck. The truck is its own character. Okay, I love that truck. That's one badass truck.
It's got a engine that won't quit. I mean, geez.
Yeah,
dude, that thing is just like a muscle truck. Like if you just overhauled it, and it's just like all pure muscle, and it's just like even has one of those menacing horns and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like
it's great. I love the truck. But yeah, no, so they give you almost glimpses of him, and they even almost kind of spoil his reveal at the end of what he truly looks like in the beginning of the movie. If you really pay attention, when Derry goes down, because they go back to investigate.
Yeah.
Derry goes down the drainage pipe, and we later find out that this is called, the creeper calls it his house of pain. But he's got his flashlight with him, and he scans the room, and he's looking at this wooden table, and it's got a carving in the table, and it's the creeper, like full wings out, head flared out. It's the creeper. He carved his self-image into this wooden table.
Yep.
But you don't know it until you get to the end of the movie. You're like, hey, wait a minute. So what did you think about the House of Pain scene?
Dude, I thought that was insanely cool and creepy, because it's like, oh man, he had those bodies like stapled everywhere. At first, I was like, oh man, there's someone's behind you, and it's just like, no, it's a person that's stapled to the wall. Like,
yeah, and they're
some
covered
sort of weird preservative or something, so that way the skin doesn't degrade. It was wild.
So
Like,
in a
cool.
way, he's kind of an artisan, because he's crafting all them crazy weapons. He's carving stuff into the tables and stuff, and he's preserving people after he takes what he wants out of them. It's how does he have all that time in just 23 days every 23 years? It's like,
I don't know.
He doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep because he sleeps for 23 years. So he's got no need to sleep. So he's this unstoppable force that you just can't escape. So if he gets a whiff of you and he picks up on the scent, it frightens you. He scares the living piss out of you. And that fear puts off a scent. Yep. And that's how he's like a bloodhound. He just locks onto you. He's relentless. He's going to get you. Yeah. If he's got something in you that he wants, he's going to get it. I'm sorry, I was reading Jessica's comment.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get there. But yeah, it's insanity to think that this guy, he wakes up and he does all of this stuff in this amount of time. But then I guess if you've been around for centuries, you do a little bit and you go eat a little bit and you sleep a lot. You wake up and you do a little bit more. So over time, I guess.
And especially because he doesn't seem to be active during the day.
So he's active. He's active during the day and he's active during the night. So.
Well, I thought it was more like dusk.
Yeah, there's some scenes in the second movie. It's broad daylight. So he's out at all hours. There's no particular time that he's.
Then you're just screwed. Period.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it. If you slept for 23 years, I mean, and you've got 23 days, you're not going to take a nap. You are just this unstoppable juggernaut just coming.
I'm the juggernaut.
I mean, you could slow him down a little bit, but you can't stop him. Yeah. Only he can stop him. But yeah, just the whole and the cop scene where the cops show up and they're going to escort them, where they're going and everything, and that's when you get the whole big monstrous reveal of hey, I'm this boogeyman. Mm-hmm. It's such a great scene in the movie, the way that they did it. And the billboard in the back, I don't know if you paid attention to the billboard. This is after he killed both cops. He's decapitated one. He walks over and picks up the one cop's head and he's sniffing it, and then he pulls out his tongue. So he's eating his tongue. In the back, there's a billboard. And I don't remember what it says, but it's something about fresh cuts or something. It's a butcher advertisement. Which I was dying laughing because I noticed it this past time watching it.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed it until this time. And I'm like, oh my God, how did I miss that?
I don't know. I thought it was really good. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the second one was okay. So I have some questions.
Okay.
Did they ever really show those weapons or anything like that in the first one? They didn't show them on the table or anything like that.
So he did have the knife thing. He had the main one that he used was the axe. That's like the iconic one. Like if you look up images or whatever of him, it's usually he's got that axe with the 3-pronged pitchfork thing on the back.
Yeah.
He did have, I think that one bladed knife was shown in the first one. it wasn't until the second one that they had like that throwing star looking deal.
Yeah.
So all right. Let me say this about the first one before we move on to the second one. Like I have the DVD somewhere, and I remember like they had alternate scenes for some of the stuff or whatever. So the scene with the cat lady,
yeah,
there was actually they filmed a part where when he has the lady and he's behind her, and it's all shrouded in shadow and everything. You just see the silhouettes.
Yeah.
It shows he sniffs her and he actually speaks. And it's something like, she don't smell too good. And then he throws her or something. So I'm kind of glad they didn't use that because he doesn't, never speaks, never says a word in any of the movies.
Yeah, and I think that's, I think
I don't remember if Reborn he says anything or not or whatever. But I like that they don't, like he doesn't speak. So.
Yeah, she said he talks in that deleted scene and it was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, but so I'm glad they didn't go that direction.
And that
I like it much better like this.
Billboard says tastes so darn good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's standing there with the cop's severed head, tonguing him, getting the tongue out of the severed head. And then you see him, he just pulls it back. And Derry and his sister in the car, and they're like, I'm not seeing this.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing this. What are we looking at?
Well, and okay, so then they run him over, like just crunching up his wings and everything. And it's just like, holy crap, he was really dead. And then, second one comes out and it's like, nope, he wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, like if you noticed, after she runs over him repeatedly, the whole joke of running over somebody, you back up, but we did it again. Yeah, no, she did that several times.
Several times.
So in the following scene, when they are at the because they think they've killed him, but then because Derry asks, do you think he's dead? And his sister, her response is, they never are. So she kind of was like, so blasé about it or whatever. So runs over him 3 times. Yeah, I think it's like 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you notice, when they show him after they're at the police station and they show the creeper pull up, when he gets out of the truck, like that one whole leg is just missing. And when he gets out, he's got that weird hunchback wobble. He's walking. But he soon replaces him once he gets into the jailhouse and he chows down on,
someone else's leg.
And one of the cellmates. So, and that's how he replaces his stuff. Like if something gets damaged, he just replaces it with the next person that he eats. Yeah. So he's immortal. Like you can slow him down, you can hurt him, you can injure him, but you can't
definitely prove that in the second one.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you rip his head off, he's just gonna grow a new one.
Yep. Which I thought was a really cool scene. My wife commented on it too.
So this was the second one.
Yeah, the second one, he sucks up. He takes off the head and it sucks up through his wings and then regurgitates out his new head. And it's just I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
So I don't think it was the wings. So what happens in that scene is he does trap that guy with his wings. And so the lead up to that scene is where, like we were talking about with this head, where they shove the javelin through his head. Because he's trying to get the kids in the bus and all of that. So one of the girls, they ram up the roof with it and they get him. So it goes through his eye. Now keep in mind, this happens after the events of the first movie where we see where he takes Derry. He's got him and he takes him, and it was his eyes that he was after, which, the whole, if you listen to the song, where'd you get those eyes? He got them from Derry.
Yeah.
So poop, there goes one of Derry's eyes, out the back of his
It was
head.
on the end of the javelin, too.
Damn it, he just got that eyeball. So his head, instead of, and they show him, he's got the javelin, and he's like trying to pull it back and forth. So instead of just grabbing one end of it and just pulling it out, no, he just rips off half of his head. So he catches the kid with his wings in the bus and pulls him up, and what's left of his head, he eats that kid's head. So I think what's implied here is, he catches the kid with his wings, but it's actually coming up from his torso. Like because if you look, there's like a rib cage, and like this part of the rib cage, and the face is like poking out, like right here, and then it slowly moves up.
Okay, yeah. See, I thought that was his wings at the time.
I could see why you would think that, but yeah, no, it's his stomach, because he ate the head, so it's coming up. And once it gets so far up, like he's regurgitating this head that he just ate, his head fin things like come down in there, and then they pull him up, and then it's the kid's likeness at first, and then it all gets all like gross and nasty, and he looks over at the camera, breaks the the fourth wall, and like grins at you. So, but yeah, no. So the second movie, it starts out, there's a football team playing an away game or whatever, and the kids are all rowdy in the bus and all that. And one of the girls, she has like this dream vision or whatever, and it's Derry, and I don't read lips, so I don't really know what he says, but he's pointing out he's in a grass field or whatever. And then you also see the kid in the opening sequence to the second movie that got taken, the farmer's son.
Yep.
And he's there too, screaming or whatever. And then you see, just she is that the one where she sees the creeper running through the field, or is that her second? That's the second time. Okay, so at first we don't see the creeper at all. The tire blows, chaperones get out, the bus driver gets out, and that's when they pull out that weird throwing star looking piece.
Yeah.
And the coach, he's got it in his hand, and they turn it over, and there's a tooth in the middle of it. He goes, Jesus, that thing's got teeth. It's got teeth in it. And the whole time they're going, oh, hang on there, don't scare the kids or whatever. Hush, they'll hear you. The bus windows are open. Of course they can hear you. Duh. Have you ever ridden a school bus in your life? Oh, boy. Anyway, so there are things in the movies that it's like, wait a minute.
Well,
you
for sure.
Up.
Yeah, for sure.
But while the chaperones are out, the kids, of course, run up to the radio, and they're listening to the radio or whatever, and there's a report, and it says 4 days ago, the investigation is still ongoing about the old abandoned church fire, and they're discovering bodies and all that kind of stuff about it. So
yeah,
I thought that was a cool little nod. So it gives us a timeline of when the first movie happened.
Yep.
So when we start the second movie, it says day 22. And that's when the farmer's son gets taken from the field and everything, which is a really, really well done, opening sequence.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. The kid's out in the field. His dad's fussing at him because he thinks that he was messing with the equipment or whatever. And the kid's out in the field fixing up their scarecrows.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them. And he's done one. And he's on the second, and the dad says, "Be sure to do the third one too." And the kid looks over, and he's like, "Wait, something ain't right. There's 3 crows on this scarecrow." And he's like, "Yeah, they really do work, don't they?" And then like the creeper moves his head for just a split second, and you see the kid's face just like
what?
Go pale. Like, did that just move? And
right.
Then he walks up to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably would in real life.
That's how white people die in movies.
yeah, pretty much. But
no, so the it's of course the creeper, and he gets a whiff of the kid because he scares the hell out of the kid and takes off with the kid, and the dad and his older brother come running after him. The dad's in shock because this creature just took his son and flew off, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
So, and then we cut to the school bus and all of that with the tire blowing out and everything. And so they get back on and they try to call for help. Doesn't work. So they try to go, a little bit further on, a blown wheel or whatever. And then the girl has another dream vision. And that's when we see the creeper running through the field after, a particular sequence that happened before that. And you see him throw another throwing star, I'll say. So now they're really in a world of trouble.
Yeah, I think he might have been.
Yeah, he was probably saying something like "go back" or "he's coming, he's out there," something along those lines. You know? So now they're stuck. And now shit really hits the fan because now the creeper's there and he's starting to pick them off one by one.
Yeah.
Here's where a little bit of comedy gets introduced, because when the chaperones are out of the picture and he traps the kids in the bus, he's like crawling all over the bus and everything, and then he's sniffing through the windows and stuff, and he goes to the back of the bus and he's, making eyes at some of them and does the trigger finger at one of them. I thought that was funny as hell. This creepy ass monster has a sense of humor. But yeah, it was and that's something else I want to point out about 1 and 2 is a large part of the movies happen in vehicles.
Yeah.
A large part of the first movie happens in that car. And a large part of the second movie happens in that bus.
Right.
Those are tight quarters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and apparently the throwing star was Derry's belly button.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, the second one because it had the rose tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was twisted too.
So he's not a wasteful.
Right, he's into recycling.
Yeah, I just recycle parts.
So I'm looking at the one that comes with this figure. It does have a sculpted tooth on it. So this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not Barry's belly button throwing star. So that one did not come with the figure. Just FYI. So the second movie is much more action driven than the first movie is. It's almost an action thriller by comparison to the first one, where the first one is more suspenseful.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So they're not shy about showing the creeper at this point in the second movie.
Yeah.
Because we were introduced to him in the first one, you caught glimpses of him, and then you see him, full creatured out by the end of the movie or whatever. So then by the second movie, the audience, I guess they just was like, okay, well, they've had to have seen the first one. They're watching the second one. So we're just going to show him, which is fine. Fine by me. They're not being shy about, hey, he can fly. Okay. So
yeah, they definitely
you are not safe anywhere. So, but it's funny because in the second movie, I can relate with the dad, the farmer dad.
Yep.
And if something happened to one of my kids, I feel like I would be in that mindset of, you're not getting away. If I can find you, you are mine.
Right.
Believe me, you better leave no trace because Taken, I will find you.
I have a particular set of skills.
Yes. So my heart goes out to that character.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And if you're not a parent, you just don't get it. And I understand that. You might not, but if you ever have children one day, you're watching this, if you have children, you're probably going, yep, them's my babies, and I will get you.
Absolutely.
I think it's really cool because he's almost got tunnel vision. Like he is zeroed in, like, because he's in shock when we go back to him, and then they start listening to like the police scanner and stuff to listen for clues. And then once they got that location, they're like, get in the truck. We're going.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, and here's the thing. So he is almost like a metalsmith. He's in there trying to craft the knife that the dude left behind.
Oh yeah. So they did find like that little dagger type of blade thing. Plus, the creeper probably dropped it when he nabbed his son or whatever.
Right.
So they've got that, which, and then like he tossed it or threw it or something, and it just shot off like a rocket and stuck into the wood beam or whatever. So he fashions.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, no, I wasn't sure if he actually threw it. It looked more like it was trying to go back to.
It may be
the other person, and it got sucked out of his hand and landed in the beam.
Right, and that very well could be. It could have been attracted to the creeper himself.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he ended up making like that spear harpoon type thing, and then he crafted one of his own. And if you paid attention to the way he made it, he made the blade, but he hooked it, and then he wrapped the whole thing. And then there was like a thing on the back of it, so that when he shot it at the creeper, it wouldn't just, it wouldn't just stick in him. It would hook him like a fish, so it wouldn't just pull out.
Right.
I thought that was, because a lot of times, let's face it, people that make movies, sometimes they don't really give a whole lot of forethought into, well, we'll just make some spears, just some javelin looking things is fine, No, this was like, put yourself in this guy's mindset. So you can make something like this. How would you make it and guarantee that once you stick him, once you get him, he's not just going to pull it out?
Right.
So I liked that little detail. And
yeah,
if you're not paying
attention,
cool. You'll miss it.
I thought that was really cool too. So, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just as much as the first one, probably. But
yeah, I like them both. I like the first one a little bit more, but that's just the whole original sequel thing. They're both great.
Yeah,
they're both well done.
Yeah.
So as far as the third one goes, let's see. Is this the comment? I don't recommend. Jessica says I don't recommend Jeepers Creepers 3 or Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Reborn was an absolute disaster. I agree with you on Reborn. It's a reboot that didn't need to happen. It's a terrible movie. They should have picked a different monster and had their own thing. So I don't know if I may have mentioned this live last show, or it may have been us talking after the show. They didn't use the original Jeepers Creepers song, and there's probably copyright laws or whatever, so they couldn't use it. So they made up another song, and I swear it sounds like I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. He played Ash in Evil Dead.
Oh.
See, now I did it to you.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah. It sounds like him singing it. If it's not him singing this terrible song, it's somebody doing an impression of him singing this god-awful sounding song. I could not. I stuck with it and watched it all the way through just because.
Uh-huh.
But I do not care for Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and just needs to be forgotten. Like, don't. But the third one. This is where I might catch a little hell from you, Jessica. I'm sorry. There were things I didn't like about the third one, But there were things I did like about the third one. In the second movie, we don't really get to see his truck like at all. I don't think his truck even is in the movie.
No.
So the truck is reintroduced here. So the third one actually picks up right after the first one ends. So yeah, so if you listen to what they're saying, and forgive me, I can't remember the actress's character's name, Derry's sister.
Yeah.
So as the one police chief is talking to the creeper task force leader guy, he's saying she's still in the station waiting for her folks to come pick her up. So this is literally the next morning after Derry is taken.
Okay.
So the whole third movie, we come to find out the events of this movie happened before the events of the second movie. So if you want to watch them in chronological order, you have to watch the first one, then you watch the third one, then you watch the second one. Because at the end, there's the school bus. The kid gets on the freaking school bus that's in the second movie.
319.
It is what it is. I like that we see the truck again, and we see more of the truck in the third one than what we did the first one. And we find out the truck is booby trapped. Did you watch the third one?
I did not. I did not watch the third one.
Okay, so a little bit of spoilers for you there, I guess.
That's
fine. There's the things I didn't like about the first one was, and I don't know. Are you gonna watch the third one?
Yeah, I probably will at this point.
Okay, so I didn't like the inclusion of the hand, and I didn't like. So at first, I liked the idea about the Creeper Hunter Task Force, and I don't know what they officially call themselves, but that's what I'm going to call them. At first, I liked the idea, but I don't think they executed it at all. Her name's Trish. Thank you. Thank you. I'm terrible with names. Even though I like this movie, I like these movies. Like, I am terrible with names. I'm sorry.
I'm terrible with names in real life.
Yeah. So if we ever meet and I call you something that's not your name, either just roll with it or go, hey, yeah, no, I'm Joe, whatever, you know. Just keep telling me your name. It'll sink in. And I'm weird, so I'll connect something totally random to your name to help me remember it instead of just your face. I'm sorry. That's just how I am. I'm messed up. So I won't go too much into the third one. You know, if you want to look it up and watch it. The third one is not on Tubi, so you might have to do a little digging to find the third one.
Check it out from the library.
But yeah, it's so
I just knew that the third one was not something that you recommended because you were saying like the third one's actually, or the Reborn is garbage, and it's just like, okay, well,
so
good to know.
The third one is not Reborn,
right?
Reborn is the fourth movie made in the series that I'm not even considering. Like,
exactly,
it's a waste of time. Don't, because it has almost nothing to do with the first three movies, because they changed so much about him. It's don't do it. But the third one for me is okay. It's not as good as the first two, but it still has its certain scenes that I
watchable
feel fit
moments
in. Yeah, there's certain scenes that do fit, and then there's other scenes that almost feel like somebody's brother or sister was like, hey, it would be cool if you did this in the movie, and they take that idea and force it in. It's like, no, shut them up and get them offset. Get the hell out of here. I will say now, I don't know if the actor that portrayed the creeper in the first movie came back for the second one, but I remember they made a big deal that he came back for the third one. So it may not be the same guy doing the creeper in the second film. I meant to look that up, and I apologize, but I
here
didn't.
You go.
It can be watched on Hulu, YouTube, Google Play, or Amazon Prime. There you go.
I have all those.
So, but yeah, no. I don't know if it's him in the second one. I meant to look it up, but what I did look up was, okay, where in America are they? So apparently they're in Florida. Yeah, it's like Florida looks like the Midwest or something, you know?
It does.
So
especially with like all the corn and stuff, it's just like
right. But I looked it up, and in the first movie, it says, you know, the opening scene, the car comes through, and there's a brother and sister, you know, bickering and discussing, driving through, you know, the farmlands of Florida. I'm like, Florida, really?
Oh, geez.
I did not expect that, because they never really say, like, they name certain counties, but I don't know if those are actual real counties or not, because I didn't look that up either. There's like Bolo County and
Kern County.
I don't know. Jessica, do you know? Do you know what other counties they mentioned? There was one that they kept saying besides Bolo, and I can't remember it.
I forget too. But
yeah, so if you want to watch them in chronological order, it's 1, 3, then 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just thinking, like, it would be cool to have another one just like today, like it's continued.
Right. I'm so disappointed they didn't do that. Like,
I know.
It's in actuality the 23rd year anniversary of Jeepers Creepers, the first movie. So it's like, and the events of all three movies happen, you know, in the span of just like 5 days. So, and then, you know, by the second movie, we see, you know, Farmer Brown, whatever his name is, he's still got the creeper strung up in the barn, waiting.
But it would be cool.
The harpoon.
He's now dead, and the son neglected his duty.
Well, no, see, like, have it pick up right there.
Yeah.
Where the second one ended, you know, because the three kids that show up that, you know, pay the $5 each to come and see the bat out of hell. And they're asking him, you know, is it real? You know, or, you know, how long you had this thing or whatever. And he answers, it's been 23 years.
Right.
Give or take a day or two.
Right.
So, like, have it pick up right there.
I know,
like,
right?
Boom, creeper starts coming to and waking up. And you see, like, when his time is up and the farmer is just going to town stabbing him, you see, like, just the pure hate in the creeper's eyes, just staring this guy down. Like, if you are still around when I come out of this,
you're the first to get eaten.
Like, I'm not even going to eat you. I'm just going to tear you apart. Pick it up right there. I'm so disappointed that they didn't do that.
Jonathan Beck played the creeper in the first three. Okay.
So, well, there you go. So he did reprise his role in the second one then. So they picked a great person for that role. I mean, I'm saying that because I haven't seen any other person do it, I guess, but except for the movie that won't be mentioned. But yeah, but no, like I was saying, have a fourth one. They should have had it pick up right there. Creeper comes to, the three kids are standing there shitting themselves, and the farmer guy just gets up out of his chair, goes behind the harpoon, and, you know, have the creeper, you know, open his eyes, and he sees the guy and he recognizes him, and that hate reignites. And then you see the farmer try to fire the harpoon thing and it doesn't work because it's been 23 years and it's covered in corrosion and cobwebs. And then the creeper just tears himself down and just lunges at the guy. And they're like, that's the last we see of him.
Yeah.
And then his son takes over. Like, yeah, no, you got my brother, you got my dad, your ass is mine. I'm coming after you.
Right.
You know, that could have been so great, but they dropped the ball. Like, I don't know if they lost the rights to it, or I don't know. Filming took place for 2 months in Florida and Ocala, Dunedin, Riddick, and Lake. I am not saying that.
Penofsky.
Penofsky. Boy, I'm sure I'm butchering that, and there's probably people in Florida going, "You stupid." Hey, I'm in Louisiana. Come over here and try to say some of the names over here. Right? I give you that official challenge right now, live. Come over here and try to say some of these names.
Right.
These people are crazy over here that came up with this stuff from Louisiana. All right.
Yeah.
I ain't even from here. I stake no claim here except for where I'm at. So come with
it. Oh goodness.
Yeah, no, that's I forgot what I was gonna say about after
that rant.
Sister G3 Jonathan Beck. Oh, right. Sorry, I had to go through your comments, Jessica, to remind myself what I was going to say. With these movies, with this introduction of this creature, I feel like this was our Freddy or Jason. Like this is like one of the big bads of our time, but he's not so mainstream like those. Right. Like, you know, in the 80s, their popularity shot off like a rocket, you know. But here's the creeper, equally scary, you know. He's this unstoppable force that you just like don't get in his path. That's the only way to survive. Right. Just stay out of his way.
Yeah, just be like, okay, you're over there. I'm gonna stay over here.
You know, yeah, like I'm staying downwind, buddy. You're not catching a whiff of me.
Yeah. Or buy sock and deer urine to just cover yourself in for the days he's around. It's just like,
yeah, like I'm not even
submerge yourself in.
I'm not going to Florida. I'm not going to Florida in spring, so yeah. I'm gonna keep track of the years just in case.
And well, she says Jeepers Creepers 2 is filmed in California, so filmed, but you know,
where it takes place, you know, fictitiously supposed to take place in the same area.
And so she said something earlier that intrigued me.
But that's part of why I like it so much was like in 2001, you got in on the ground floor of the introduction of this new, like, big bad horror.
So she said,
creature.
Agreed. She said this, I didn't know until after the first one was released. It was kind of based on a true story. I have not heard that.
Oh, I know what she's talking about. I know a little bit. I don't know because I didn't know that either until recently because I was looking stuff up on YouTube. I was trying to find some of the songs and stuff because I promoted this episode like I did on my Facebook. I did big time on my Instagram, and I found a version of the song from the first movie that on the radio where Trish and Derry were being followed by the cops. So I found that, and that's what I was looking for on YouTube. But then I saw, you know, for Jeepers Creepers, and then it said like meet the real life creeper or whatever, and it was this picture of this creepy looking dude with like dark circles like Uncle Fester around his eyes, and like there was a picture like his wife or something underneath him, and I'm going, I need to come back and watch that later, and totally forgot about it until just now. So it's on YouTube. If you want to find out about it, go look it up.
All right, so she said the horror movie Jeepers Creepers was drawn from inspiration in a true crime story involving Dennis Depew, who disposes of his wife's body and then went on a manhunt similar to the film's plot.
Huh.
Interesting. And she also adds, fun fact, the UK DVD release omits Derry's scream at the end.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
I'm trying to remember if it had the scream. Did the one we watch?
So the one that I know, the one that I watched, as you know, after he flies off with Derry, and they show like that abandoned like factory or whatever that they go to. You hear, you know, the Jeepers Creepers song playing.
Yeah.
And then I heard screams. So the actor that played Derry, you hear it's his voice, and you hear him screaming as it's going through, you know, the twists and turns of the corridors and stuff. And then he gets to the main room where you see the creeper. He's over at the table and he's working on something. And then they pan over and you see, you know, Derry's been strung up. I don't know how much I want to say about it. It's a very iconic look into the ending. So
I don't know if I saw that. I remember it might have cut off before it.
Really? So you missed that whole sequence?
Yeah, I don't remember anything about them panning.
Huh. The UK DVD release omits Derry's screams at the end to secure a 15 rating, though they are audible on the director's commentary track. Oh.
Interesting.
So at the end of the film, they show, you know, you hear a bunch of crows calling, all that stuff, and then they show the warehouse. Did you at least see the outside of like this factory warehouse looking thing?
No.
Yeah, the look on your face says no. Okay, so I'll walk you through this. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it and you don't want to hear me talk about it, mute me. So we see where the creeper, he's got another hideout, and it's this abandoned, rundown factory. So there's like, you know, water dripping, and there's chains hanging, and it's all dilapidated on the inside. And you can hear the Jeepers Creepers song.
Yeah.
And it's like the old phonograph, which is what I think her name was Rose, the
cat lady.
Yeah,
or,
no,
not the cat lady, but the other lady. The
one that was trying to warn them through the whole movie. She was telling them, no, that song, because he said, well, we heard that song, you know, on the radio. Yeah, we heard that song. And she's like, no, it's like on a phonograph. It's like old. It's like a record. That's playing.
Yeah.
And it's on a phonograph. And so you hear in the distance Derry screaming. Like, and not just like a single scream. He's screaming and screaming and screaming, and it's getting louder. And then, like, it stops. But you still hear the song playing. And that's, you know, and then the camera shows the creeper's back, and he's still, you know, all monstered out. He didn't put, like, the jacket and stuff back on. And he's at the table working on stuff. And then the camera pans over, and you see Derry, and he's all, you know, he's all strung up and chained up and everything. And it shows like the belly button tattoo and pans up to his head, which is the whole back of his head is missing, which is implied because you can see straight through, like the whole area of his eyes have been gouged out.
Yeah.
And the camera pans up to his face and starts zeroing in on one of the eye holes. And then you see the creeper's face come up behind it.
Yeah.
And it's Derry's eyes. It's his eye color and everything. So he took Derry's eyes. That's what he was after the whole time. You know, Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers?
Yeah.
Where'd you get those eyes? He got them from Derry.
Yeah. It took me a minute to remember that because I watched that last week right after we were talking about it, and then I
okay.
just watched the second one like last night. So
yeah, I remember like it was like that night or the next day or whatever. I saw your Instagram story. I'm like, geez, he jumped on that. He's already watching it.
yeah.
And then today or yesterday, I saw you're watching the second. I'm going, damn, he waited that long.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't even remember why I had to wait, but
You probably couldn't get away from
I was watching them with April, so
yeah.
that I just waited until we could watch them together, and it was just
it's understandable,
yeah.
you know. So
she's into horror movies and stuff, so
yeah,
horror.
I got you.
Just emphasizing that in case my mom watches that.
She knows
she's not into horror movies. She's into horror.
She knows what you mean.
I know it. I'm just giving her a hard time. Knowingly looks at camera breaking the fourth wall.
So that's how I feel about those movies. I love them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It really, I feel like he's even better than Jason and Freddy, because he's, like you said, an unstoppable force. There's just no way about it. If he catches wind of you and he smells something on you he likes,
his only weakness is time.
Yeah,
that's kind of it. You almost have to try to avoid him and wait him out.
Yeah, it would be nice if there was they introduced a third way to kill him, because I thought for sure that's what it was going to be. Like when they harpooned him with the knife, I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. So basically he has to be killed with that, like, because it had those intricate details carved on the handle or in the bone or whatever, and it had like this sun that was setting or exploding or whatever, and it sort of like told a little story. And it's like, oh, that would be cool if they introduced that just so they could use it to kill him. But then that didn't even kill him. It was the hook one that he ended up being his undoing. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's cool. It would be cool if they came up with another way to kill him, and like actually kill him, other than just waiting it out.
So I wondered, and they kind of almost touch on that in the third one, what I'm about to say, but they touch on it, but it's not really explored as a true weakness or whatever. But like, what would happen if you, after he goes into hibernation, you cut him up into pieces and like ship his pieces around the world? Like,
yeah,
what would happen? I mean, would they be drawn to back together, or
kind of like that? The knife, it looked like that knife was going to go back to him, but got stopped by the beam. And it's like, oh, that would be cool if he had some way of like communicating to like call himself together. I thought that would be pretty cool.
So I don't think the pieces would draw themselves together themselves. I feel like after watching the third one, and they dip their toe back into like what he is, where did he come from, but they don't really tell you. Like there are characters in the third one that know, but they never say. Like they hint at it. So you listen to, if you watch it, listen to what those particular characters say, and you'll know what I mean after it happens. But they just barely, they just give you just a little bit more nugget of knowledge on him and everything. I think, and this is the point I'm trying to make here, is his parts might influence those that come in contact with them.
Yeah.
And unknowingly get those parts back together.
Yeah.
That might be a possibility if that was to happen, if they would have separated him and scattered his parts around the world or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, he doesn't even have to have all of his parts together to regenerate. As long as he's got a head with a mouth on it and a stomach connected to it, he'll just regenerate. So the other parts kind of, they matter because of the lore that they introduced in the third one, but then they also don't matter.
Right.
Well, so it's kind of that's the problem I have whenever they okay. So I'll go ahead and tell you. At some point, his hand gets severed in the past by a character that they talk about in the first movie, and his family is almost kind of cursed by this, and they bury it, and then years later it gets dug back up and shit starts happening again because of this hand. Okay. And the creeper knows that his hand, when is still there, but he's like almost slowly working his way to it or whatever. So it's I kind of sort of get where they were going with that, but I don't think it was executed well enough.
Right.
So I don't know. It was just the whole hand thing was weird. But I won't spoil the whole thing for you with that. So
yeah,
you'll get what I'm tap dancing around once you watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get it. It does seem, and that's one of the things that I was intrigued by. It's like, who is this dude? Like, where does he come from? But no one seems to know. And it's just like they had this weird, convenient Inception type moment where like had this out of body experience where, oh, now we know all about it because someone has a clue because of the perception moment in the second one. So
yeah, there's definitely some weird psychic stuff going on, like people that might be slightly sensitive to the supernatural or whatever might be drawn to him because of some reason, his aura or whatever that he gives off, or I don't know, something that they can tap into when they're in his vicinity, and they get these visions, which carries over into that third movie. Like I said,
yeah,
we'll find out when you watch it. I didn't specifically assign the third one.
Right.
I was trying to just keep it like a double feature type of thing, like we've been doing or whatever. But I totally did watch all three. But that's just me.
Yeah, like I said, I just watched the second one last night, so I didn't have any other more time. So
yeah.
But yeah, so Jessica says she watched it with her kids. My youngest likes horror. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know until just now that they have a Jeepers Creepers comic. I think it's 5 issues. I did not know that either. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm going to look that up because I want to read that now. Thank you for letting me know that.
Learn something new every day. Yep. Oh, goodness. But, okay, so it's been an hour 40.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up here. What do you want to watch for next week? Do you have any ideas, or next week?
I do.
Okay.
I do, actually. I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I'm not always a horror guy, I'm not the biggest comedy guy, but there's some comedy that I do like. These kind of fit in that action comedy cop genre. So okay. These are both going to be on Tubi. Let me go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm still stuck in Tubi land. So I was scrolling through and I'm going, oh, hey, wow, that's on here.
I was actually thinking about contacting them, being like, hey, man, we're going to promote movies. Is that okay?
Yeah, whatever. So you can watch both of these on Tubi. Make it easy. Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, and then second is it's a movie. It came out in 2002 called Showtime. It's got Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro.
Okay.
You ever heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
So it's a. This is supposed to be like in the like full swing of reality TV. So there's these this cop and detective, and they have some type of falling out, and news crews caught their bickering and banter back and forth, and some network executives or something got a hold of the footage and loved it and said, "Let's make a show. We need to get these two guys together as partners and have them go around, and we'll just film their adventures, you know." And then they get mixed. So it happens. They put these two guys together. They don't like each other, so there's constant banter back and forth. And you know Eddie Murphy, he's going to be hilarious because of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So and they get mixed up in some type of I can't remember if it's like some drug ring or something. They've got a target that they're tracking down, and so the movie follows them going through, you know, trying to find these people. So it's called Showtime. So you got Last Action Hero and Showtime. So
Nice.
both kind of cop themed action, funny, you know, because Last Action Hero is just it's a parody of like that 90s action hero type of movie, and it was perfect casting for Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's supposed to be over the top. So I found that one and I'm like, well, what can I pair with that? And then I saw Showtime. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Awesome. Showtime and Last Action Hero, you have your assignments. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same.
No, don't finish channel. That sentence. But switch that with Geek.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so until next time, hopefully you get stuff in the box. Hopefully, I'm sure Jessica will probably have a concert or something or a tattoo or that she's been wanting to get. But yeah.
Oh wait. Oh no, that's a message for me. Don't worry. Don't show that one. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So until next time, we'll see you. Be good.
Be eating you.
Yeah, beating you. Where's the thing? Here it is.